All right, and we are off. Today is day 193 of the year of coding and learning to stream. No. That's wrong. That's all wrong. From the top, today is day 193 of the year of streaming and learning to code. There we go, right? That's much better. That's much better. Okay. I guess since we're already off to a rough start, we should go ahead and check that we have everything set up. Just to dot our T's and cross our I's, right? See, we might as well have everything offbeat. Let's go ahead and move this over here. We've got freeCodeCamp and CodePen up and running. We have chat on our phone, maybe? There's chat on our phone. Beautiful, beautiful. And we've got audio. Yeah, we do. Webcam. Little kitty is somewhere. She's lurking in the shadows, probably hunting us. So we should be okay with that. All right, we are all set. So, day 193 for the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at freeCodeCamp. We finally set up our profile, got everything sorted out for CodePen. We do have a free account. We may end up paying for a pro account in the future, if we feel the need for it, but we can link to our Twitch and our little WordPress and our About Me, and we got the Hire Me button set up. Some general things here and there, so we're pretty good with the free account, especially since we really only needed CodePen because freeCodeCamp is utilizing CodePen for their projects, which we have finally made our way to our first project. There was the getting everything set up for the front-end development. We don't need to click on that. We've already been through this particular activity twice now, but we will be diving into building a tribute page. So, with that said, we have 7 steps that we need to do to make it to the end of day 193. You know what's interesting is the fact that we know today is today is 193. Most people know today as July 12th, although is it after midnight? Nah, you know what? It's now the 13th. We've scratched the surface of day 194, but that's fine. We started the stream on day 193, which was July 12th. No one was walking around greeting people, hey, how's your day 193 going? That's of year 2017. That just doesn't happen. Only here at BDX Inc. So I am wishing anyone and everyone an awesome day 193. So, yeah. That's something you should be thinking about. Speaking of thinking about stuff, we should focus on our tribute issue. Do we watch their video? I don't know how I feel about watching the video. They've got a nice, quiet, handy set of things to do here on their fun little checklist to-do list. We'll gander at their video. 4.5 minutes. Is there... Oh my god, there's sound. Tribute page.
Here's what my tribute page looks like.
His tribute page.
A tribute to Dr. Norman Borlaug.
Okay.
Who inspired me a tremendous amount. He is a geneticist and agricultural researcher who, during the 40s, 50s, and 60s, pioneered a lot of innovations in increasing wheat yield, which ultimately helped us produce enough food.
Good. Yay, wheat. Fascinating. If you have time, you should read more. Blankety blank. Don't look at the example project's code. Figure it out for yourself. I think I should have watched the video.
And when you're finished, just click I've completed this challenge and include the link to your project.
Fulfill the user story.
And then
They have different... Look, they've got 8 steps in their video clip. Versus now we only have 7. On 2, they've got a rule 1 that says don't look at anything.
I said, rule number 1, don't look at the example code. I'm going to show you the example code just this once, just because I need to show you something important about CodePen.
Yeah.
So CodePen will normally override any anchor tags.
Oh.
When you put an anchor tag in here,
it overrides anchor tags.
Be sure to use this target blank in the anchor tag. So
target blank.
Target blank. And what target blank does is it forces the browser to open a new tab.
Huh.
If you click here, when you click the Wikipedia entry, it opens a new tab. Otherwise, it will not follow links.
Cool.
CodePen just overrides that for security reasons.
Target pen after the href or target blank.
There's no CSS or JavaScript. There's just this one line of CSS actually.
HTML only. Well, we jumped to the right part of the video. Okay, good know. Very cool. Beautiful. We're going to sort of do trial by fire from here and just see how it goes. So, 1. Objective. Build a CodePen IO app that is functionally similar to this. What is this? Dr. Norman Borlaug, the man who saved 1 billion lives. Dr. Norman Borlaug, 3rd from the left, trains biologists in Mexico on how to increase wheat yields, part of his lifelong war on hunger. Here's a timeline. Blankety blankety blank. Borlaug's life and achievement are a testimony to the far-reaching contributions that one man's towering intellect, persistence, and scientific vision can make to human peace and progress. If you have time, you should read more. Blankety blank. Alright, well, Norman clearly is a good egg, so go Team Norman. That's what I have to say about that. So that's what we're trying to do. Fulfill the below user stories. Fulfill the below user stories. Use whichever libraries you need. Give it your own personal style. User story. I can view a tribute page with an image and text. For user story, I can click on a link that will take me to an external website with further information on the topic. Remember to use read, search, and ask if you get stuck. Typical. Read, search, and ask. Read the documentation or error. Search Google, and then ask your friends for help. This is the most time-efficient way to handle being stuck and is the most respectful of other people's time, too. Most of the time, you'll solve your problem after just 1 or 2 steps of this algorithm. And remember, you can create a new thread here in the forum with questions. You'll often get a response quite quickly. Please, how do I reference in CodePen from folder, please? Post withdrawn. Beautiful screenshots. Yay, fan art. Nice. Okay, so from here, we are closing out of this. We can keep Norman's code present. We've got our own CodePen profile there. This is their... Yeah, we don't need that. That's their helpful forum, filled with nonsense. When you are finished, click I've completed this challenge button and include a link to your CodePen. You can get feedback on your project by sharing it with your friends on Facebook. Good. Okay, so from there, Let's do something. Go time. Shall we? Shall we begin? CodePen IO brings us to CodePen. Do. Not a whole lot going on there. All right, so we just get to kind of start from scratch. Way cool. That's awesome. So, pens. That's the CodePen tour. We want to create a new pen. New pen from template, new project, or new post. I don't know. I think we should just do new pen. Let's do new pen for our first one. I do recall something. They were saying in the last exercise, bear with me. There was one thing that we did need to reference, and it was in settings that we didn't set up before because we didn't have the account. It was front-end development projects will give you a chance to apply the front-end skills you've developed to this point. We'll use a popular browser-based code editor called CodePen. Yes. Projects are frustrating. Something about asking. Yeah, yay, CodePen, woohoo! Okay. In the HTML box, create an H1 element, hello world, drag the frames around, click the change view button. No, we don't need to worry about that. Click the gear in the upper left-hand corner. That's what we want to worry about of the CSS box. Then scroll down to quick add, choose bootstrap. Give your H1 element text of primary, changes color. So CSS to bootstrap. I don't know if that's just for this. Is this actually? Oh my god, this is actually our first. This is our first pen. Is that what's happening? Behavior. When you use CodePen, Ajax, it's a good idea to turn off automatic preview updating, so API calls are not made too often. Too many API calls can sometimes lead to temporary blockages and may require a waiting period before they can be used again. Aha. Okay, and then finish challenge. Interesting. So technically, the last 2 days that we've gone through this, what is it? Item, because I think that's what they call their activities. We actually haven't ever. The first time we came, we learned about CodePen, right? We saw CodePen, but we didn't sign up. The second time we signed up for CodePen and went through their tour. Now it's our third time of visiting this one. We will do that, which is good, because we actually don't have a lot of time to stream, so that works out really well. Even though the build a tribute page won't take that long, I'd rather tackle this, deal with the tribute page tomorrow. So let's go back a couple steps and do this. Oh, this means the stream gets to be so much shorter tonight. That's so awesome. Not that we don't enjoy streaming, but it is after midnight. I don't know why we always find ourselves in this position. So, in a perfect world, with a healthy pen and ample code, our front-end development projects will give you a chance to apply the front-end skills you've developed up to this point. We'll use a popular browser-based code editor called CodePen. Hell yeah. These projects are hard. It takes most campers several days to build each project. You will get frustrated, but don't quit. This gets easier with practice. Go to my next step. When you get stuck, just use the read, search, ask methodology, which we recently got to explore. Read the documentation, search Google, and then ask friends and peers for assistance as needed. Don't worry, there we go. Don't worry, you've got this. Pachow. Hell yeah. Can we click on this? Look at that. Hashtag dog life. Woof me. Go to my next step. signing up for CodePen, which we did yesterday, and we filled out all of our handy profile things. Well, we've got a profile on CodePen somewhere, I think. I know we do. We'll be fine. We've got a profile. We've got a profile. Open link in new tab. That's what we wanted. Look at this. Ta-da! Profiled. Beautiful. Okay, so next step. Here we go. Here we go. In the HTML box, create an H1 element with the text "Hello World," which was similar to the tour yesterday. But nevertheless, now we're doing freeCodeCamp's first challenge, not just CodePen's tour. Create an H1 element, "Hello World." We can close that guy. H1. H1. World. Beautiful. Did they want an exclamation? I don't know if they want an exclamation. Just "Hello World." Very straightforward. You can drag the frames around to resize them. You can also click the change view button and change the orientation of the frames. Where was the change view? So, yes, and we're moving and things are being oriented. Beautiful. Look at this and that. Yeah. Who thought that was gonna... Hey, look at the CSS hinge. Come on. That's a little cool, right? That's a lot of cool. Oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. Okay, good, good. Wow. Easily entertained. We've addressed this issue before. Change the view. Oh my god, they have multiple layouts. We can put it on the right side? Aha! So the code on the left, results window on the right, versus results on the left, code on the right. This reminds me of Code Academy, Code Wars, most other places. Editor, left side, results, right side. Versus this reminds me more of the developer view, like when you right-click and inspect a page or whatever, you get all the developer stuff on the right side. Some nonsense in the lower section, at least on a Mac. I haven't really looked at a developer view on a Windows machine and yeah, I don't even know how long. So, but on a Mac, most of the noise pops up on the right side, and some on the bottom. But I digress. I think we'll keep it just in the top upper layout. I do kind of like the left-hand side layout. Now, does this actually change if we make it small here and tiny JavaScript with giant CSS? Does it maintain those proportions when we change the view up top? It does. Oh my god, so when we drop this to here and mega HTML and change it to the right, it keeps it again. That's impressive. Come on, right? These are... It's the small things in life. But this is what it's all about. That's some impressive functionality. I'm entertained. Who knew? Day 193 was going to be the highlight of the year. At least for me. Shocking. View change. Mind blown. This is what I want to be able to do. So, is that the... What's actually causing that? What's affecting that? Is that the CSS that's being changed, like, proportionally as the layout flips? Or is that the actual structure of the HTML? No, it's the CSS, because that's the boxes. I get that we're resizing it. Or is it the JavaScript that's allowing the proportions to be changed and maintained when the view changes. I think it's the CSS. But I feel like the interaction of being able to slide something like this is JavaScript. Maybe it's both CSS and JavaScript working in tandem that allows the views to change and keep the proportions. I'm going to say both CSS and JavaScript. That's just a guess. If anyone has the answer, I'd love to know. It's got to be those two. Got to be those two. Anyways, very cool. Tons of fun. Onwards to the next bit. We have our H1 hello world element. Go on to the next step. Okay, click the gear in the upper left-hand corner of the CSS box. Then scroll down to quick add. So they're clicking on that. Scroll down to quick add bootstrap. And then save. Now give your H1 element a class of text primary to change its color and prove that bootstrap is now available. Okay, will do. So we are adding CSS. Oh, and the settings opens up in setting. Do you guys see? I know it doesn't matter, but after doing this for 193 days, seeing that we can affect our environment. I know we didn't make the change, but look at this. We click on settings in general, and it brings us to HTML here. Save and close. When we click on HTML here, brings us to HTML. Very cool. When we click on the CSS settings, brings us to the CSS tab. See that? That's awesome. And now, when we click on the JavaScript tab, it brings us to JavaScript. That's, I know, it should be expected. And that's why it's there, but someone had to take the time to code that out. It's the little things like that that the average user doesn't give a damn about or realize, but it makes all the difference in the world for the user experience. They should teach well, I know it's been debated. I know because it doesn't replace learning a language in school, like Spanish or German, even though there's a lot of similarities with like syntax errors and stuff like that. And it's not that everyone needs to go out and learn how to program, but it's certainly interesting, and I think it would be worthwhile if more and more people had access to it. As long as anyone has access to the internet, there's really no downside to attempting a basic introductory course for really any language. But just to see the little appreciation someone might have or gain, to see that, it's something so basic, but I think it would go such a long way in the user experience. For the user, not even for the developers, but for the user. I just feel like they would benefit, gain that appreciation. My 2 cents on the issue. What are we looking for? So we actually need to do the CSS change. So we've got that quick add. Oh no, they've updated the site. We're faced with a 3 and a 4, and I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to use the newest version of Bootstrap. I can only assume it's the newest version because of the 4 ladder than 3. Can't imagine it's like golf where they're counting down. Lowest score wins is better. The only caveat to that is that I'm wondering if 3 has more functionality. I don't know how new Bootstrap 4 is. I don't know if that came out within the last couple weeks or if Bootstrap 4 has been out for a couple years now. Their video, you know what, let's do a little digging. No, we can't dig. This isn't a video. This is just an image file. Damn. I thought it was a YouTube video. I was going to say, let's check out their upload date for the YouTube video, but that's not a thing. Not a thing at all. We're going to go with Bootstrap 4. Because I know if there's ever a new standard, you should usually use the newest standard. But I know if it's too new, not everyone utilizes the newest platform or language. That doesn't apply just to programming, but most things in the industry. Like 4K. 4K TVs or screens have been around for a while now, but that's still... Only now are they really starting to become commonplace. I mean, now they've got 5K and 8K, and people are working on 10K screens, but there's no content. There's no 8K content to view, or 5K content to view even. So it's not really needed. I don't think that's the issue for Bootstrap 4, but we'll do Bootstrap 4. We will save and close. And we will add, it was primary something, text primary for our H1. And the class of text primary as well. Okay, so let's do... Do we really just give it... Don't we need to add the CSS? I feel like that's strange if we just do class. In their video, they just did class. This feels wrong. I want to add something in CSS first, but I'm just following their little video thing. I can't imagine this is going to change anything. Text, primary. Oh my god, it does change it. Do they have, like, CSS in the background that we don't know about? That they're hiding from us? Or is that literally just the way Bootstrap works? I think... No, that's the way Bootstrap works. Okay, cool. We vaguely remember from our activities regarding jQuery and Bootstrap and whatever else we were working on beforehand. Was it the responsive design? Bootstrap stuff. Yeah. It just works because that's the fun of Bootstrap. So good. Good. We're just going to be happy with the fact that it worked. Okay, so hello world, nice. And we will do, we don't need to submit or do anything for that, but we can go on to the next section. So that was 6, that was the last bit. Awesome. Go to my next step. When using CodePen and Ajax, it's good to turn off automatic preview and updating. So API calls are not made too often. Too many API calls can sometimes lead to temporary blockages and may require waiting periods before they can be used again. To disable preview updating, click the settings button at the top. Oh, they're going through behavior, auto update, behavior and auto update. Then click behavior tab. At the bottom, uncheck auto update. Now press run at the top of the page and save. All right, we will do exactly that. Here we go. We are doing settings, behavior, auto update enabled. If enabled, the preview panel updates automatically as you code. If disabled, the run button, use the run button to update. So we uncheck that. We can see run. See, look at this. Gone, there, gone, there. Yeah, right above this guy is the run, disappearing and appearing. We control our environment, all thanks to CodePen. We want it on for this particular exercise, and we're running. Text primary, let's do text, was it danger? I think it was, and then we run it. Look at that. That's so cool. Okay. Focus. Focus. It was primary. And running. I guess since we aren't setting up an API in this particular one, we really don't need to worry about any API calls. It's just minor HTML updates, modifications. But adhering to the guide, we will do as they request. So we save that, and now we can finish the challenge, which has been grayed out for the last 2 days, but now we have the activity to show for it. You're out of sight. Submit and go to my next challenge. Way cool. Let's go ahead and save this as... what did they call it in the map section? Get set for a front end. We'll call it getting set. Getting started. Oh god, I didn't hit save. There we go. Getting started. Woohoo! Ta-da! We'll even do an exclamation point. Let's go ahead and save this. Pen saved. And I think we're done. We should be good. Does it auto-save? See, it says last saved less than a minute ago. So if I add a space, there's the yellow save button. Or it has yellow. Then undo. If I... well, let's do something more substantial. Let's do 2 exclamation points for some reason. If we back out of this, how do we back out of this? New pen, let's just go to our profile. Do you want to leave the site? Changes you made may not be saved. Although I don't think you guys see that window. I get a nice little pop-up that says, hey, get your shit together. Make sure you save before you leave. So we will do stay and save. Ta-da, pen saved, but we don't need those. So that answers our question. It won't save unsaved work, which is self-explanatory, but I don't know if it was like a Google Doc where it just auto-saves any changes you make. It's probably for the best that it doesn't, in case you make a mistake to your code, but always wanting to check. We should get that sorted out now before we are too far down the rabbit hole. Okay, all is well in the CodePen universe for our first activity. Now we can look at our profile. Beautiful. Loading, loading. Ta-da! Where is our note? Look at that. Look at that. Hello world. In text primary blue. All thanks to Bootstrap. Awesome. Well, there's that. Not exactly the most grand stream ever, but a stream nonetheless. Day 193 comes to a fizzle and an end. We get to do the build a tribute page tomorrow. Awesome. We could tackle it now, but why not spread the fun out, right? Okay. We can close out of this guy, close out of CodePen, and jump over to OBS. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who may have stopped by to view the stream. Any and all views are greatly, greatly appreciated. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 194 of the year streaming and learning to code. But in the meantime, we are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.